Hello and welcome to plasmatweeter.de. In the last episode we talked about the HF part of the DuKane Ionovac plasma tweeter, and this video today is about the power supply, which we have also to renovate. So let's get started. Here is the package that I was waiting for about 3 weeks now, and to look what's inside. Okay, here are the PCBs for the Ionovac power supply. Okay, let's have a look. Inside. So I made the power supplies according to the schematic. So there is nothing special. This is only power supply as in the schematic. Front side, back side. Okay, and what I have done here is this is the 230 volt version. There is a new power transformer here, and I built this in this case, and I hope it will fit in this case. I hope so, because it's made specially for this case here. Okay, fits perfectly. Fits perfectly in the case. This is the front side with the connector for the high power unit. Okay, then we will see what we have here. So, and this will be the new PCBs for the original power supply. Also nothing special. This is for the 110 volt version, and it will be built in like this, where the old backlight PCB was in. Okay, so this is the DuKane Ionovac power supply. These are the speaker connections, fuse and wire for the main supply. And this is the back side. So here you have the capacitors, this old paper and oil, this is the heater transformer, and here we have the audio transformer, and this is connected directly to the HF part with this wire here. And these wires are always broken in the insulation, so I have here a wire which I already stripped down, and as you can see here, the isolation is totally brittle, damaged on both sides, on both ends. So inside here, which you can't see, and on the connection side here, so it loses its isolation, so it has to be replaced. So that's, you have to do this. And the next thing here are these paper and oil capacitors. These are dual capacitors. Inside this can are always two capacitors. And you can pitch off the wires and can connect newer one capacitors and this is what it looks then. So I have stripped down this from another power supply, and I don't like this. So, and sometimes you get these things when someone has tried to repair this. This is a piece of art, but for me it's not power supply. So, and therefore I have made some new PCBs. So this is the PCB, and it's a direct replacement. So the circuit is the same as this one. It's a direct replacement, and if you can see here, so this is the front side. Here are the speaker connections, here main connections and heater, and the capacitors are on the back side. So, and this is made to fit the blade. So here is the DuKane power supply blade, and I have already replaced the main power wire here, because they are all brittle, as I mentioned before. And here is the audio transformer missing, but I have a plate. Okay. I have a plate here, which all the things are populated. So this is the audio transformer. This is the main heater transformer, and this new PCB is going on like this, and you see the capacitors are on the back side, and the wires can be connected here through these holes also from the back side. And if you are ready with connecting, you can mount this directly on the old mounting points with the old screws. And I have already one finished here. So this is for testing. This is my testing wire. So here you can see this is the new PCB mounted directly on these old mounting holes, and here is the main power switch is the old one. By the way, one word to these old main power switches. So in 80% of the case, these main power switches are defect, because they not give contact. They has they are dirty inside, and you have to open them, you have to clean them, and in 80% case they are not making contact anymore. So this is the thing you have to look about. And coming back to the power supply, we are looking here. What I doing for my customers, I put in this 5-pin high-con connectors for connecting the tweeter, that you can separate them from the power supply. So I have some here, let me look. So Here we have the power supply, and this is the tweeter. And as you can see, I have put a very long wire on the tweeter. So these are about 2 meters. So because the customer wants a 2-meter long wire, because his loudspeaker is very tall and he wants to stand up the tweeter on the speaker. And with this connection, you can drop your power supply behind your loudspeaker and you can easily plug it in. And that's it. So, and now you can also separate your power supply. But I highly recommend to put this power supply in an isolated box, because here you have directly your main power. Oh, by the way, these are the 110 or 115 volt samples, and you have here directly the main. It's dangerous to your health. And you have here the circuit, which is a high voltage circuit. So the circuit here is a voltage doubler. So it doubles the voltage from the 110 volt, and at the end we have on these capacitors, on these points, over 300 volts. This is a very level voltage. So these are the power supplies. Directly the same circuit as this one. This old one here. Here you can see how the new PCB is connected. So these are the 2 heater wires coming from the heater transformer. Here is heater red. This is the colors according to the circuit diagram from DuKane. Maybe these wires were red in the 60s. Now they are light brown, but these are the heater wires, and the heater wires will be connected there. And this is the earth wire here, and these are the corresponding wires from the tweeter. Also the colors like it's in the original DuKane circuit diagram, with white, red, black and brown. It's connected here, and here on the back side, this is the main power input, which we have here coming from the main power. So, and on the other side, this is the audio transformer here, and there are 2 wires, and also here we have 2 wires, audio red and audio blue. So like on the heater wire, that seems to be red in the 60s, and this color seems to be blue, this dark one. So we connected here, the red here, and now we can screw this down on the original posts like this. So, and here on this post we have now the ground. And on the other side you can screw down the original screw if I had the right screwdriver. And now we have here the earth, where we can connect the earth from the main power. So, solder down this one. And that it is. So, now we have new PCB mounted on the old chassis and ready to connect the tweeter. So on this end for the main power, I've built in a wire with an Euro connector, but remember this is for 115 volt only, because this was built for the American market. So this is a 110 volt power supply. This is the circuit diagram of the original DuKane from the DuKane Corporation, and it's dated 61. So, and here you see the main power input, 117 volts or 115 volts. It's the fuse, it's a breaker. Then we have a capacitor, and this is the voltage doubler here, which doubles the voltage to 300 volts. Why 300 volts? If we are talking about 115 volt of AC main power, we are talking of the effective voltage. This is not the peak voltage. So the peak voltage of 115 volt is 115 divided by 0.7. So we have then here about 160 volt peak voltage here after the first diode, and here we have another capacitor which is loading the second circuit here with the diode. So this diode separates the 160 volt from this one. So, and here we get another 160 volt. And then we have here on this point what 310 to 320 volts peak voltage on this capacitor, which is then connected to our anode circuit. Here is divided down for our grid voltage, audio transformer, and goes up. So, and the difference to the 230 volt version is very easy. So this is a diagram of the 220 volt version. It's from the Ionovac. So here we have an auto transformer as an heater transformer. So we can see here is the input 240 volt or 220 volts. And on the other side is the heater winding, the 6.6 or 7 volt, which goes to the heater. But what they are doing, they have a tap here for 300 volts, 240, 300 volts. Then we have a diode, and we have a resistor, and we have a relatively high resistor from 100 ohms. So after this peak voltage rectifier, we have here also the 310 or 320 volts audio transformer, and the resistor network for the grid is absolutely the same as for the 110 version. The difference is that we have here an auto transformer to transform up to 220, 230 volt to 300 volt. So that's the way the 220 volt circuit is performing. So I don't want to build in my little case such a big auto transformer. It's a really big thing. It's about 10 centimeters. So I provided my power directly from the main, from the 230 volt. So if you divide it down, 230 volt effective voltage by 0.7, you get also about 310 volt peak voltage. And I made these resistors a lot smaller. These are about 10 ohms and 8 ohms in my circuit. Therefore I increased the capacity for these two capacitors. So I ended here up also with 300 volts, which is quite enough for our tweeter to work. And what you are seeing here is the tweeter with his 230 volt power supply. So as you can see here, there is the original audio transformer from the 110 volt PCB. So this is a new heater transformer. This is the circuit for the high voltage, and it's separate in this little case, which will be closed like this. So, and of course it will be screwed down. So here is the connector for our tweeter, and on the back side there is the main power connector and the speaker input. So this is the little 230 volt power supply, which can be laid down behind the loudspeaker. Finally, the tweeter starts, and what you have heard is a little bit singing noise at the starting procedure. This is quite normal, so for about 30 or 60 seconds they are creaking a little bit when they start, and if the flame is established, then it's away. And now here they are. Totally refurbished, finished, new power supplies, and the new PCB on the DuKane power supply, and there are the power supply for 230 volt. So, okay folks, this is the end of the video. This was the story of DuKane's Ionophone from the 60s, with a little bit explanation and show you the restoration process. And now they are finished. Can go back to their customers, and I hope he will enjoy it. I enjoy it too. So I think bye for now, to the next video.